The great German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche would describe his formula for human greatness as Amor Fati, saying that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backwards, not in all eternity, not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it. All idealism is mendacity in the face of what is necessary, but love it. Amor Fati is the secret to why the Stoics are remembered as unshakable, why they're remembered as having such strong characters. Marcus Aurelius, the last great emperor of Rome, described it to a blazing fire that makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. And the former Greek-born crippled slave turned philosopher Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens, happen the way it happens. Then you'll be happy." Amor Fati is the secret to a good life. It is the secret to staying calm during hard times. It is the secret to staying confident during uncertainty. Amor Fati is one of the greatest tools to improve your life drastically and very quickly. And in this episode of The Everyday Stoic with myself, William Mulligan, author of The Everyday Stoic, Simple Rules for a Good Life, I'll be explaining the concept of Amor Fati, and I'll be explaining 3 exercises that will help you practice Amor Fati in your life. So this isn't just a podcast to listen to. You can take this into your life and improve, as I did, as the great Stoics did. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Huel is a quick, affordable, nutritiously complete food with everything that your body needs. Amor Fati. Amor Fati is a Latin word that translates to the love of fate, or the love of one's fate. The idea is that whatever happens in life, this is your fate. It has been handed to you. So you don't just receive it and moan about it, complain about it. You don't just receive it and accept it and say, okay. You don't just receive it and make good of it. No. Amor Fati. You love your fate. When you receive this thing, you love it, whether good or bad, because this thing has been handed to you by the universe, or it's been handed to you by the gods or by God. It is a gift to you. And you, when saying Amor Fati, you make the best of it. Like the flame, as Marcus Aurelius describes, makes use of all the objects thrown into the fire. It grows bigger and brighter and ablaze. You too, when life throws you obstacles, you can take these things and grow. Because life will throw a hammer at you, it'll throw nails, it'll throw bricks, it'll throw many difficulties. But instead, you pick these things up, you pick up these bricks, these nails, these hammers, these tools, and you build something beautiful out of it, because these are the tools to build your life with. Epictetus described it as a sparring partner. So when you are a boxer, you go against a sparring partner and they will hurt you, they will challenge you. But their goal is not to push you down. Through hurting you, through challenging you, they make you into a better fighter. And this is what life is doing to you. Life, you have asked for strength, so life is giving you these challenges. It is giving you a jab and a hook so that you can learn to duck them, to dodge them, to fight back, to build up this strength so the next time life throws something at you, you're ready for it. And you can use this strength and these wits from learning from these challenges. So these challenges that life throws at you, you get strength, you get wit, you get wisdom, you get courage. And you can use these to become an even better person, to implement them into your life, to help people, to help yourself. So there are 3 exercises that will help you to practice Amor Fati. And the first one, embrace challenges and difficulties as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. This is an exercise that helps me so much in life. So this is the way you do it. And if you're going through a difficulty right now, then this is actually a good thing. You can practice it even easier. But I'm sure everyone is going through some form of difficulty. So no matter what it is, if it's a small difficulty, big difficulty, you can do this exercise right now. Think. You have a challenge in front of you. You're in something tricky. You're feeling the pain. And you're trying to fight for it. You're wading through deep water. Just remind yourself that this is your sparring partner. Life is giving you this difficulty right now. And, you can never stop what has happened. The fate that has been handed to you can never have that unhanded to you because it's already happened. You can't change the past. So this difficulty has been given to you. And you say, okay, I'm going to grow from it. This is an opportunity to learn. Because oftentimes when we look back on our difficulties, we see them as our most beautiful moments. It's only in the dark and the darkest nights that we can see the stars. So when you're going through this darkness, think, when I can make it to the other side, I would have grown from this. I'd have learned something. And you have to keep this optimism in mind. This is the light that will guide you through dark times. And it's the light that guides me through everything. Because I think the harder it is, the more difficult it is, when I get to the other end, the more strength I will have built. The trickier it is, the more uncertain it is, the more it makes me question myself and the world around me. Then when I get through to the other side, the more wisdom I would have had. And the more it makes me question my own morals, my own character. Am I a good person? Am I a bad person? The more I will gain virtue, the more I will become a good person when I get on the other end. Because life is putting this ugliness in front of you so that you can confront it and improve and become better. You can become a better person. This is an exercise that will get you through the dark times. So the second exercise is to let go of regrets about the past and focus on making the most of the present moment. So the reason we have regrets is because we are living in the past. And these things have already happened. And I know we often think back in the past about things that have happened, past mistakes, and not just past mistakes, past things that we didn't do, missed opportunities, and we regret them. We feel bad about them. But just know this. Every single mistake you've ever made, every missed opportunity that you've ever made, you would never be sat here right now if you didn't make them. And why is that important? Because this can be your wake-up call. This moment right here, if you realize that everything has led you to this point, all the bad you've done, stop beating yourself up about it and accept that these things have happened. And the best thing you can do is to move on, or move forward, shall I say, and improve from these things. And I know a lot of people don't want to move through their mistakes, the hurt they've done to others, the hurt they've done to themselves. People don't want to move through these things because they feel guilty. They shouldn't be allowed to move on. They shouldn't be allowed to move through these mistakes. Not just because of themselves. They feel bad for the people they've hurt. But just know, the best thing you can do, and it sounds strange, even for the people you've hurt, is to become a better version of yourself, to become a person that puts more good into the world. So at least there is some tipping of the scales of karma that although they felt your hurt, they can now see that you're helping lots of people, or you're now making amends with the person that you've hurt. It all starts from looking after yourself and making the most of the person you are right now. And one thing to remember, this is something that has helped me, because I don't do it anymore. I used to cringe at my past. I used to get that feeling when you think about the past things you said or you did, and it would make you cringe. Even things I didn't do, the things I missed out on, missed opportunities when life handed me a golden goose. And out of fear, out of anxiety, out of being caged within the life I'd built for myself, the pathway that I was going down, I never looked to the side and looked at these opportunities. And I used to cringe. I used to be like, oh, how did I miss that? Why did I do that thing? Why did I say that embarrassing thing? The reason you cringe, most times, 99% of the time, is because In the past, you thought that was okay. Your character, the person you was, your judgment believed that this is an okay thing to do, that this was acceptable, because that's the frame of mind you was in. And now you cringe because you've grown beyond that, and you say, oh, I would never do that. I'd never make that past mistake again. So cringe, the feeling of cringe, not cringing when you're watching some cringy videos, but the feeling of cringing about yourself, about past mistakes, is an indicator. And you should hold on to those feelings. You should go, that thing made me cringe. That mistake I made, I cringe when I think about that. And then you can look at that and say, I'm never going to make these mistakes again. I'm growing from them. And I'm pretty sure there's things you're doing right now, even though you've grown so much, and there's things I'm doing right now that I'll cringe about. You know, I watch some of these videos I make. I watch some of these podcasts I do. And at the time, I thought I was doing well. I thought I was all good. When I watch them back, I cringe because my communication skills weren't up to scratch. The things I was saying, sometimes when I was speaking to people, I would make mistakes about what I'm saying. And it's because I just caught up in the moment. Now I watch that back, I cringe a little. And then I say, right, I can fix that. I can practice speaking better. I can be more present when speaking to people. I think that's the most important thing, is to be present and to be aware of exactly what you're saying. Just being aware for me, knowing that I'm talking to a person right now. I'm talking to you, the listener. Maybe I'm in your headphones, maybe I'm speaking out of a speaker, but I'm speaking to you right now. And I have to be aware of my words because you're giving me your time. You're sat here. Oftentimes you're sat here for an hour. I did an episode that's like almost 3 hours. You're sat here giving me your time. So I am sat here giving you my time. I'm not just talking to just talk. I'm giving you my presence. I'm giving you everything I've got that I have in this present moment, which is the only thing that exists. So I'm giving you all of myself. And hopefully you can feel that. Hopefully that helps you. So the third exercise to practice Amor Fati is to cultivate a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the experience and opportunities that come our way. This exercise right here is life-changing. And I'll tell you why. Gratitude is the single most effective practice I ever did to fixing my life. And the reason is we have, around 70,000 thoughts a day, I think. Someone might correct me in the comments. We have around 70,000 thoughts a day. That's probably wrong. But anyway, say it is 70,000 and all of them are negative. All of them are critical, criticizing the person you are, criticizing the moments you're in, criticizing others. And this is what mine was when I was a bricklayer many years ago, and I was getting up at 4, running for the bus. I was almost always missing the bus. Then I'd get on that bus. It drops me off at the next stop. I'm waiting for half an hour in the freezing cold to get the next bus and then get into work. And I'd be at work with no gloves. My hands are all cracked from the freezing cold and the mortar, and it just wasn't nice. My boots were soaked through always because I only had one pair of boots. My clothes were dirty, and I didn't like what I was doing. And then I'd finish work, wait at the bus stop for about half an hour to an hour. If the bus didn't turn up for some reason, then I'd get into town, wait for another bus for 10 minutes, then I'd get home. And this whole time, this whole walking from the bus stop, getting off the bus, sitting on the next bus, being at work, getting home, this whole time, and then sitting in bed, the only thoughts I had were critical, were negative, were self-defeating. I would just think, I'm stuck in this situation. I hate my life. This is crap. Work's crap. I'll never be anything more than this. What am I doing with my life? I'm pathetic. I'm weak. I can't do any more. And there was always this hope in me. I always, I'd get back from work after getting up early, starting work early, getting home late. I would always get home, work out at the gym. I would work on a business, which was at the time I was just making motivational quotes and posters, that kind of thing. But it did lead somewhere down the line. So I always had this drive and this hope, but the whole time it was just self-defeating. I was just killing myself to get through. And somewhere along the line, I heard Tony Robbins. He said, swap your expectations for appreciations. And then he spoke about this exercise, this gratitude exercise, where you think of 3 things that you're grateful for. And then after that, you think of 3 things you're looking forward to. So now I'm doing my life that I hated, was crap, and I'm changing the narrative. I'm going, I'm grateful for such and such. I can't remember what I was grateful for at that time. And then I'm looking forward to the gym. I'm looking forward to getting home, having a coffee. I'm looking forward to whatever it is. And then I was trying to appreciate things. And then I decided, you know what? This voice that's so self-critical, that's so negative, I'm going to switch that. I'm going to make it positive. And at the start, it was the most cringy thing. It was embarrassing. And I felt like a phony faking it, saying how wonderful my life is, when that other voice, the voice that I'd grown up with, was saying, no, this is not great. This is not wonderful. This is crap. And the thing is, I'd been feeding that voice for so long that it had become much stronger than my new voice. My new voice was weak. And compared to this great voice that I'd practiced and practiced, gave so much strength, and I'd fed it for so many years, it was a difficult battle. But if you keep feeding that new voice, the positive voice, the caring voice, and you stop feeding the doubt, the negativity, then eventually, and it's a long process, but the good voice will grow, and it will grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until it is a giant, and it will protect you. It will look after you. It's such a powerful tool. It will be there for you always, because at the start it's difficult to start to see the good in everything, to think positively about everything, to love your fate. It is very difficult. But once you keep feeding that voice, it becomes almost like a guardian. It's always there, and it's so natural. It comes to you straight away. And this is obviously to do with neuroplasticity. You create those synapses, you strengthen them and strengthen them and strengthen them until this is the voice that guides you always. This positive voice, this voice inside your head that will be your guardian, that will look over you, this is a gift. And I don't know where this gift is from. It's from the universe. It's from God. It is a gift to you. And I think most of us, through our upbringing, through trauma, through difficulty, through education, through the media, we're pushed to have this negative, critical voice. We're so critical of everything. And I think sometimes it can be useful. We become critical of everything. We become an enemy to everything. We become superstitious of the things around us. But we get good at being critical and superstitious, that we start to reflect that on ourselves. It becomes a self-projection. So we become critical and superstitious of ourselves, and we push ourselves down because we do this to the outside world. And this is what we learn. I remember when I was bricklaying, and this is the most common thing, but I became aware of it when my boss would always say that the best sound in the world is the sound of the radio turning off on a Friday evening. Because what did this signify? It meant that the weekend's here. And we have adverts, you know, the crunchy advert. You get that Friday feeling. I get that Friday feeling every day when a crunchy comes my way. This is instilled in us. The radio literally builds you up to getting to Friday. It says only 2 more days to Friday. We're almost there. And then we get to the weekend. And we've instilled this idea of moving forward, getting there, this destination addiction. So even when we get to the weekend, we just rush through it because we're never actually being present. We've practiced this idea of getting to the next step. So you will know it. The weekend comes, and before you know it, it's Saturday night, and you're dreading it. You're dreading work in the morning. And you need to cancel this cycle of negative thinking and just appreciate the present. Have gratitude for the present. The best way to create this positive voice that will protect you. I can't express how amazing this voice is. And it's because I haven't had it my whole life, but now I've got it, and it feels like a superpower. It literally feels like there is a very wise and powerful person, some entity within me that's watching over my life and my every steps, and is just pushing me always in this the best direction possible. And it's always learning and providing and educating and helping me in every single situation. And you can get this voice. And some of you are probably born with this voice and going, I already have that. Good for you. That's amazing. That's so amazing. I wish everyone had this voice. But the best way to build this voice, to give strength to this voice, to keep feeding this voice, it is gratitude. It is being grateful for the present moment. So gratitude and presence. Being present in this moment, not thinking that life will begin in the future, not thinking that you'll be given the key to life in the future, but understanding that the key to life and everything about life exists only in this present moment. The only life we have is this present moment. The future's not real. The past isn't real. Only this present moment exists. So you have to accept it fully for what it is. Appreciate it fully for what it is. And accept that this is all we have. As Claire Wineland said, if you can't be happy with what you've got, you won't be happy with what you get. Because you practice this idea of not being happy for things. Not being happy for the present moment. Not enjoying the present moment. Not being grateful for the present moment. So when you get to the future, remember, what did I say? The only thing we have is the present. So when you get to the future, 5 years in advance, and you get that new job, you get married, you graduate, you get that pay rise, you've become so good at not appreciating, not being grateful for the present moment. So when you arrive in that 5-year future, you are in that present. You are still in the present. And you've got good at not appreciating the present, not accepting the present, not being grateful for the present, and for putting off life for the future. Not everyone, most people put off life for the future. Why do we do this? This is why we procrastinate a lot, because the future is a dreamland. It's a land where resistance doesn't exist. It's a land where fatigue doesn't exist or sadness doesn't exist for most people. So you get given a challenge in the now, you get given difficulty in the now, you get given heartbreak in the now, you get given opportunity in the now, but you put it off for the future because in the future, you'll be this person, this girl, this guy that can deal with things so much better, that will accept things so much better. You'll be ready in the future. But the truth is, if you're not ready now and you don't take hold of the present, then when you get to the future, you'll be that same person. You might even be worse. You might get worse at not taking hold of things and not being grateful for things because you've practiced this downward spiral. So start the upward spiral by being present and being grateful. That's what I want to leave you with. Be present, be grateful. These two things will change your life. And then when you've done that for a long time, come back and I'll tell you the next steps. But to understand Amor Fati, the love of one's fate, this powerful principle, to understand it fully, to understand it more, and to incorporate it into your life better, I've created a free course. I've created a free course for you, and people have been enjoying it. People have found it so helpful, and you can get that. The link will be in the comments. If you're on YouTube, it'll be in the description. If you're on Spotify or other streaming platforms, click that, and then a page will come up with the free download. It will ask you to pay for it. Just put the price as $0. That's the trick. Put $0, click download. It will be sent to your email box, and then you have it. And this is the guide to Amor Fati, and it will change your life. So, thank you for listening or watching this episode of The Everyday Stoic with myself, William Mulligan, author of The Everyday Stoic: Simple Rules for a Good Life, which is available for order on Amazon and all good bookstores. You might be able to go into your local bookstore, ask for it, and they will have it. Let me know. I want to know what bookstores it's in. It is in. So if you've got it from a local bookstore, I'd like to know where you got it from. Maybe send me a picture. Tell me how you're feeling about this book. I'm loving hearing good feedback. Oh, and if you're on Spotify, please can you rate this podcast? Give it a rate. That means a lot. So if you've made it all the way to here, which a lot of you do on Spotify actually, a lot of you are listening all the way. If you got all the way here, thank you. And as a little gift to me from you that will really help is just give this a rating, hopefully 5 stars, but whatever you want, it's up to you. I would like a 5-star, but if you don't think it deserves that, then you do that. Just be honest. Thank you for watching. And today's episode was powered by Huel. Huel is a quick, affordable, nutritiously complete food with everything that your body needs. If you have interest in any Huel products, then click the link in the description and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.